Hello and welcome to the wedding of the century. The royal wedding of people who follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube is what they say. We are going to discuss today our current, as it stands, not at all finalized wedding budget, along with maybe just a brief overview of how we intend to fund the rest of it. Disclaimer, these numbers are not at all finalized. They will change. Not might, but they definitely will.
Oh, 100%. There are certain items that we haven't even priced out yet.
Yeah, you'll see. There's zeros.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be free. There's some things we haven't priced out at all. There's some things that just, it's going to depend on your region. And for you, this may seem like a lot of money to spend on a wedding, or it may seem like a teeny tiny amount to spend on a wedding.
Yes.
I don't know your life. This is just the only one that we have.
Yes.
Bear with us. If we're doing anything and you're like, that's not going to work, you fools, and here's why, let me know. Actually, or, don't. I don't know. So yeah, here we go. Our first look. It's our first look. Get it? Wedding joke. Okay. Let's get us out. Oh, we can be big down here still.
Yeah.
So, current, as it stands, our grand total of how much we are anticipating to spend, which, again, this will be more than this.
Mm-hmm.
Full stop, 100% guaranteed, is $8,325.40.
Yes.
That's we're ballparking 10,000 ideally. We might go a little bit over, and we may very much get a little bit of help.
So we are getting married on June 21st, 2024. It is a very special day, and I picked it specifically because it is a Friday. But it's also a full moon and the summer solstice at the same time. And for those of you who follow, neo-pagan or Celtic magical traditions. Celtic magical traditions. It is like the most abundant day of the year energetically. And that's obviously something that we want to draw into our lives. So that's why we picked it. Yeah, and I, obviously, because this is an Excel spreadsheet, you can tell that I was the one who put it together because I love an Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And a lot of these numbers are based off of work events that I have put together. So, like, our estimate for the food is based off a work event that I put together. Our estimates for, like, the table linens and stuff like that are based off of events that I have done in the past. And there are some things that obviously we have not priced out at all, such as what we will have to pay for the tent.
This will be an outdoor wedding in Connecticut. Yes. So some of you may be like, outdoor wedding in June. But Connecticut in June is still very nice. And there's not bugs yet.
Yeah.
We were we're getting married on Shay's parents' property in Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And we were there on June 21st of this year just to be like, all right, what are we thinking here? And it was so nice.
It was 72 degrees, partly cloudy. It couldn't have possibly been nicer.
Yeah, so it'll be great. We have already spent only $321 on save the dates. I'm going to post the save the date here, but we'll erase the town off of it.
Oh, yes.
This is our save the date.
Oh, you know what we've also paid for? We've paid for my wedding band.
We did. Did that not come out of what did that come out of?
I think it did come out of the wedding budget.
Oh, so we gotta update this. We did pay it for Shay's wedding band. So yeah, so we've spent $321.40. We currently have available to spend $1,748.91. That means we have covered $2,070.31, which is just shy of 25%. Yes. But once we get the money for your wedding band in there, so actually we've covered 30%.
Yes.
Which is great, considering we have quite a long time. Not a long time, but like enough time. You may be wondering why we're not like stressed about getting everything done 100% very, very early, because I know that's like a thing with weddings. But like I said, we are getting married on Shay's parents' property, and they're very happy and ready and able to do that. The property is already in great shape because your dad keeps in tip-top shape.
Yes.
So we are thankfully under like less of a deadline than I think we normally would be.
Yes. We are not beholden to
a venue's timelines.
Yes, venues, timelines, venues, regulations, and we are very grateful, and we feel very lucky that we have that flexibility kind of built into the plan. And also, like, I'm very happy that it gets to be in a location that is very personal and significant to me, because my parents have lived on this property since I was about 5 years old, and now I'm 25, so.
It's quite nice.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be very good. So, where we're at right now is we know we will need a tent of some kind and chairs and possibly tables.
Probably not. Because the other lovely thing that we will probably not have to pay for is a ton of extra furniture.
Oh, true.
So, my mother owns an independent business, and she has a furniture buying habit for that business that is unparalleled in the Western world.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like it. Half our house is furnished with
just leftovers.
Just stuff. The chair that Shay is sitting in right now is from that.
Yep.
2 chairs and a couch in the living, like our whole house.
Yes.
It's really nice. There's a lot of stuff though.
So, it's actually also quite likely that we will not have to pay for tables or chairs for the ceremony or the reception, because we've got a lot to work with that can be moved around. Yet another thing that we are wonderfully grateful for.
Very. But we will need a tent, just because, June, Connecticut, it still might rain a little bit.
Yeah.
We'd probably still stay outside because it wouldn't be chaos rain, but like a tent just to give people shade and somewhere to be in case of rain.
Yeah.
Food, we go back and forth, I think, every single day.
Yeah.
About what food we want to have at the ceremony. But like Shay said, for her mom's business, she has coordinated a lot of events in the immediate area where we will be getting married. So it's this is like ballpark, but I think it's a good ballpark.
Yeah, it's estimates based on actual numbers of actual vendors who work in the area. So
we also are very intentionally keeping the wedding small. Super small. For reasons such as I personally only wanted to invite people I actually like. Unheard of for weddings that I've been to. 2, financially, it just makes a lot of sense. And 3, like we said, her parents' property, while the land is expansive, the bathrooms are not.
Yes.
And the bathroom to human ratio we wanted to keep pretty reasonable.
Yes.
The drinks, we are, if you've been on Kennett Kirkland TikTok, we are Kirklanding the booze.
Yes.
We want to have drinks available.
Yeah.
This is a typo. We want to have drinks available, but we're going to be in the woods, in a place that most of our friends and family have not been, besides Shay's literal immediate family. So maybe not get wacky with it.
No.
Just have some nice cocktails available.
Yeah.
And other things, but that's going in with food. So yeah, we've based it on Costco prices.
We have.
We literally looked it all up.
Shout out Kennett Kirkland. Shout out Snot Free Sommelier for the recommendations.
So we're very excited about that. Shay's outfit. I got very lucky in that I am with someone who is a crafty little tailor. So Shay is going to buy a dress and then embroider it herself.
Yes. I have a very specific vision for my wedding dress. And frankly, I possess skills that I feel exempt me from having to pay thousands of dollars for a custom wedding dress. And that is the only area of the wedding in which I am choosing to do a really hardcore DIY because it means the most to me. And so you may have to keep me on track with this, but that is like where I'm drawing the line in terms of how much DIY we're doing, because I think that one thing is manageable
enough. Yeah.
And if we do more than that, it's going to be stressful.
I'm not a tailor. I have to buy a suit, but I want a suit that I can wear again. You know? I just want something that is reasonable and I can wear again. And then we're going to get a separate vest that Shay is also going to embroider. So we are kind of like matchy, but like coordinating. Yeah. Our photographer is someone that Shay has known since she was 9.
Yes.
And she's a photographer, so we're going to be paying her for her work, obviously, because everyone should pay artists. But she is giving us a nice discount, which is very sweet and nice of her. Transportation is not transportation for us. It is transportation for friends and family from the train station. So there is a Metro North line if you're anywhere on the East Coast. Shay's parents live like off the Metro North far enough that somebody needs to pick people up and drive them.
Yes.
So we're going to hire some acquaintances, some people that we know to drive friends and family back and forth to the train station, or be sober drivers if necessary for people who live in the area, and just have them hang out and be available.
Yeah.
Music. We're going to have a DJ. Again, somebody that Shay knows. Don't you love this?
We're trying to make it a family affair here.
Alexa setup is what exactly?
So, also for the business, my mother has an Alexa setup that is, once again, unparalleled in the Western world.
One in every room of the business. It's chaos.
And so what we have decided is that instead of having like a whole DJ setup, what we are going to do is get all the Alexas over to the property, sync them up so that we have music that is playing at the same time throughout the entire property.
Apparently, I didn't know you could do that.
You can.
Her brother's gonna do it. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
So that's free $99. That's $0 not because we haven't priced it out, but because it's free.
Yes.
Because we already have all those.
Yes.
Linens, napkins, tablecloths, outdoor rugs.
Like I said, I think that's something that we don't necessarily need, but might be nice in certain areas, especially like on top of the bluestone and stuff like that. It can get a little hot in the sun.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, stuff we have to consider still.
Yep.
Napkins and tablecloths. You need those.
Yeah.
And we can rent those linens. That's something that she's dealt with a lot.
Yes.
Flowers.
Our floral budget is in the basement because the property that my mom and dad own have a lot of gardens, and it's beautiful, and we don't want to upstage our gardens because that's like part of the reason why we wanted to have our wedding on my parents' property.
And her mom is like picking out flowers now to plant them so that way they look extra nice.
Yeah.
By the time the wedding comes around, like it's
Yeah.
a family affair for sure.
For sure. So basically what we are planning for is buying my bouquet and enough flowers for centerpieces from like Costco or Trader Joe's. Yeah.
Done and done. Our application and licensing for marriage. It's
Yes.
only costs $35 to get married in the state of New York.
Yes, it does.
It's like, we're getting married in Connecticut, but by the time we get married in Connecticut, we'll already be married legally in the state of New York. Because we're just going to do that at the courthouse and get that 100% squared away.
Yeah.
And then have the ceremony for funsies with friends and fam.
Yes.
Save the dates and invitations. As we said, we did that already. We have it all.
We've already paid for everything.
Save the dates are out. Everybody has them.
Yep.
They look great, honestly. And then the invitations. Yeah, so we're just waiting for enough time to pass that then we do the invitations and finish the wedding website and stuff, and then we can send all that stuff out.
Yes.
And then extras. What are the mason jars for?
Here's my thing, is that I don't want to buy glasses for the wedding
Okay.
that are then just like wine glasses that are sitting around doing nothing. But you know what Lucky Coughlin loves so much?
There's a mason jar.
Mason jars. So I'm thinking that if we buy mason jars for all of the beverages to go in and little name tags to go on the mason jars, then they will continue to get used after the date of our wedding.
It's true. That's a
Yes.
good idea. Food cards and vases we have. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Current standing. I think it's probably likely that we get up closer to 1,200.
Yeah.
I also think it's likely that against our will, your mom and dad pay for something without telling us.
That's quite likely.
So it's...
I've told them multiple times that I don't want them paying for anything except for property beautification.
and they're certainly going to anyway. Her mom
Yes.
keeps trying to pay for everything.
Everything.
And like, we would talk a lot about the business and the property, but like, they don't have it like that. Like, they can't. So we are
Yeah.
doing our best to keep costs down anyway.
Yes.
We're doing our best to pay for everything ourselves. But there is a chance that when we come to a wrap-up video about the wedding afterwards, we'll say, like, her parents paid for this. We tried to stop them and they wouldn't let us.
Yes.
So I think it's likely that we're going to get around, I'm going to say 12,000 is my higher end. I think it's very possible that we stay within, like, around that 10,000 mark, which is great because our original ballpark, we were like 15 to 20. And I think we've made some really smart choices and kept things down where we can. I do think we're going to go over the original 10. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So right now we have about 30% of it covered. Our plan is to work a lot. Shay, what is your contribution going to be to the wedding fund?
I am going to be contributing a large sum to the wedding fund because I don't count anything outside of my day job as regular pay. So the only income that I count as regular pay is the income that I make from my day job, or, not my acting jobs. But I am employed with a theater company, so I will have steady employment with them for about 9 months. And it's not It's not a king's sum or anything like that. But it will be a considerable amount. It will be most of this
most of the rest of the budget. Honestly,
yeah.
If all we put towards it was the money that Shay is going to make doing theater over the next, literally through the spring, she's basically contracted with this theater company.
Yes.
Got a job for every show they're doing from now until then. She's currently in performances at the Players Theater in New York City on Saturdays and Sundays. If you'd like to go see Alice in Wonderland,
the musical.
She's wonderful. Bring your kids. I think there's one person who watches the channel who's from New York. She's wonderful. She's very talented, and I'm biased, but also my friends also say that she's very talented, and they are not biased.
Thank you. I don't want to know what that was.
Nope, not my business. So yeah, she's doing that a lot. She just got, the rehearsal stipend. They get paid for every show. She does costuming work for them. She does a lot of stuff for them. So honestly, if that's all we did for the rest of the thing, I think we hit the mark.
Yeah.
That's not all we're going to do because I'm also here. I've begun side hustling. I do some survey stuff. I've been picking up some dog walking here and there. Just starting to get in the flow of now that I don't work out of the house, I feel like I have so much time. So I'm wanting to do a little bit more to help, tackle it. We have a large savings goal for this. We like to go on vacations. I like to go visit my family in California. I, want to keep paying down the student loan. So I've been doing a little bit of stuff, but also my job, at the end of the year, I get a bonus. Well, you're not guaranteed a bonus, obviously, it's based on performance, but I've been doing a really good job.
She's been working really, really hard.
I've been working really hard to make sure that...
And they all love her.
They love me a lot, so...
And I'm biased, but also they say they love her all the time.
So I am feeling very confident that there will be some kind of bonus for me at the end of the year, and that will be going into the wedding fund as well. So that is 5%, minimum 5%, of my annual salary, which would be about $5,000 pre-tax, so it would be about $3,000, maybe $2,500 after New York City taxes. But that's a chunk, 30%.
It's very helpful.
So that'll be going towards that as well. So I feel pretty confident that we're going to be able to pull this off.
Yeah.
Which is wacky, because a few months ago it felt very impossible. But then I got this job, and now all of a sudden we're okay, we can pay for our regular bills. The budgets that you guys have seen us do in the last few weeks, with Shay included on them and her income included, like she said, those are built on just her day job income, that on the business that she works with her mom. And so every single acting job that she does is additional income on top of that. So our base standard of living is covered. So anything she does above and beyond is money for us to...
Available for long-term savings goals.
Yeah, which right now this is our focus. This is our main focus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where we're at. I think we can do a check-in in a couple months. There's not going to be a lot happening right now. Just because we don't, there's not a lot going on. When you're planning a wedding, I think it's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Everyone's asking me if I've gone dress shopping yet, though.
They are. I know, we probably should start looking, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to be embroidering it yourself, dude.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we're doing right now is just focusing on saving. We've had conversation with our photographer, so she is going to be available for that day. We have to figure out the food scenario probably pretty soon. The tent and chairs and stuff we can't really price out until closer because it's a small company and they don't work that far out, which is happy for them. So yeah, we will do an update here in maybe at the end of the year. Maybe just next time something interesting happens. I don't know.
We will update you next time something interesting happens.
But until then, this is what we got. I think it's looking pretty good. Thanks for caring and asking. That was very nice of you.
Thank you for watching. Tune in every Friday and Tuesday. Tuesdays when we remember, and Fridays always for more good, just finance content.